Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video, which is going to be all about my favorite Amazon cleaning finds. We all got to keep our house clean and in order. I don't always like to, but there are some things that make life that much easier. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to talk about my 10 favorite Amazon finds for cleaning. I'm going to show you them in motion and just talk to you a little bit about why I love them so much. So let's get into it. So my first Amazon favorite cleaning find is this tentacle vacuum. Y'all, this thing is amazing. You have to try it. And every time someone comes over, I whip it on out and I show them how to clean up those quick messes. Now this only works on hardwood floors, so you don't want to use it on carpet. But y'all, it is a complete game changer. You know, after you eat and the kids spill crumbs on the floor, even my big kid, then it's just so much easier to pull this out because it's going to vacuum the floor. So it's going to vacuum all of those crumbs up, and then it's also going to mop the floors. Y'all, it doesn't get any easier than this. And y'all, everything that I talk about in today's video will be linked below. You'll also see a number on the screen for easy shopping. So y'all, once you try this vacuum out, you will definitely be hooked on it. It is so amazing. It's probably my top find, y'all. And remember that these are in no particular order, but that one is it's up there. It may be number one or tied for second. This second Amazon cleaning find is something I recently discovered. Y'all, I hadn't really explored that robot vacuum life, but when I tell you, it just helps, okay? Let me just say that because it's not gonna vacuum everything up. So we still have to do our regular vacuum, our regular sweeping, our regular mopping, and all of that stuff. So it just only helps the process for me, okay? This particular vacuum is awesome. I love that it's black, so it's gonna fit with the aesthetics because it sits in its cradle when it's not in use. And I don't want some ugly vacuum just sitting there. I know I'm being real extra, but that's just how I roll, okay? I like things to look pretty too, even if they're just sitting there doing nothing. This robot can do so many things. It even has an app for you to be able to set up your schedules if you want to have schedules run. We typically just run it whenever we're ready. I don't sometimes like it just around the house running, and our dogs just need to get used to it too. But once I get them used to it, y'all, we are gonna be running this thing all day long, but we're gonna put it on a schedule. That's the smart way to operate. So it goes from carpet to hardwood floors really easily, and when it bumps into something, it's going to rotate itself around and make sure that it doesn't continue to bump into that object, okay? And so it just does its thing, y'all, and then it goes back home when it's done. This thing has a ton of features, and it is very reasonably priced too, because y'all know these robot vacuums can get pretty expensive. So this one is so reasonable. So if you haven't explored that robot vacuum life, you definitely need to try it. And I'm probably just the last one to the game, to be honest with you. You guys probably already know about this whole thing. I just do the manual labor. I just sweep and mop and vacuum with my regular smegular old vacuum. And that had been doing the trick for me for a long time. But it's good to have options. So I'm glad that we added this to the mix. Number 3 is my favorite wipes canister. This thing went viral, and I have about 4 of them, okay? But who's counting? I have 1 in white and I have 3 in black, and I keep them in every room. So that way when we need to clean up something really quickly, we can just reach for that canister, pull out a wipe, and go ahead and wipe down that surface. And it is so easy to add the wipes to the container. All I do is just add the whole entire container within that container. So I don't remove the wipes out of their original container. That's just me, but you can do that as well. But I find it easier to just rip that lid off and throw those wipes into the canister and then pull the wipe through, and then you're ready to use it. They are so aesthetically pleasing, so you can sit them on your counter, you can sit them on a table, wherever you decide, on a bookshelf, and they're still gonna look good. So you don't have to hide them. It's not your average wipe container. And that's why I like to remove it out of the original, because for me, the original is not cute at all. And I wanna keep it out and available to me, so that way it encourages me and encourages the family and the kids to clean up. And so if it's pretty and then it's also functional, it's a win-win. Next up is something that I didn't know I needed until I got it, and it's this bed vacuum. I use it all the time to keep our mattresses that much cleaner, and y'all will be amazed at the stuff that you see inside of that once you clean your bed. I don't know why I just did all that with my face, but sometimes it's gross, okay? Now, it shouldn't be that gross, okay? If it's that gross, you might need a new mattress or you might need to be a little cleaner, okay? I'm just saying. But even just the little tiniest of lint and stuff and dirt and all of that just grosses me out, okay? So I have to do this at least once a week, if possible. Doesn't always work that way, but I like to do it multiple times per month just to keep our mattress clean. We sleep on that every single night, and I need to feel comfy and cozy in my mattress, and cleaning it just kind of helps, okay? And of course, you still change your sheets and all of that good stuff once a week, but when I strip my sheets off, I go ahead and vacuum that mattress just a little bit, and that way, when I put my sheets on, everything is just cleaner, okay? It's so easy to use. It's not super loud, and it has a really long cord, so that way you can get to the other end of the mattress. We have a king size bed, and so I need to be able to maneuver around the mattress to vacuum it very easily. So having that extra extended cord really helps. I also love the design of it. Again, we like pretty things. We of course want them to be functional, but we also like them pretty as well. And so the fact that this is neutral looking means that I can leave it out if I want. I can keep it on a shelf where it's going to be visible and it's not horrible looking. So I definitely think this is one thing that you need. Some of the things on this list aren't necessarily things that you need. They're just things that I love and that help cleaning even easier. And this is one of those things that I think you need. Everybody should have a bed vacuum. Next up, y'all, and I know I'm extra for this. I totally get it. It's not for everybody, but I'm gonna tell you how it's functional, okay? And that's my cleaning sign. So yes, your girl whips out a cleaning sign after I mop the floor. Actually, it's not a cleaning sign, it's a wet floor sign, okay? Let me correct myself. But it lets the family know that the floors are wet, okay? I have 2 fur babies, and I have 2 kiddos, and I have a whole husband, okay? And I need to make sure that they know when I mop the floor, okay? The floors are wet, then stay out of the room. And before I got this sign, y'all, they would just come trampling down the stairs and mess up everything that I just did, okay? So having the sign is functional. It is extra, yes, but it's also functional, and it is a top seller on Amazon. So obviously there are a lot of other people out there like me, okay, that love to have their cleaning sign out so that way people know that their floors are wet. So I learned this from Jackie Ina. If you don't follow Jackie Ina, you're living under a rock, because we love her. She transitioned from makeup into lifestyle, and I am here for it. So I saw her using her sign, and I was first thinking, okay, why though? Until I got one myself. And then I realized that you need one. Okay, so don't sleep on the wet floor sign. It really just helps, especially if you have lots of kids running around, animals running around, and you need to alert them when to not come into a particular room. So that's just what I do. You do you. Now, one thing I will say is that Jackie Ina has this whole fancy one. It's like silver and beautiful, because it fits with the aesthetic of her home, and I would love to get that one, but it was a little too pricey for me and my budget, okay? So I got the yellow one, and I don't always like that, although I do feel like the yellow really stands out. I do wish that I could find another color, even if it's gray or white. Doesn't have to be the fancy schmancy one, but if I can find one that's a little more aesthetically pleasing, then I would definitely grab that one, maybe sometime in the future. But for now, this yellow one will have to do, and it definitely helps for our household. So this next item is something that I could not live without, and you probably use them too, and that's these babies right here. The Scrub Daddy is a complete game changer. So there are a couple of Scrub Daddies that I use. I use the one that dispenses the soap in the kitchen to wash my dishes. I use this one here for washing the dishes too. Sometimes you just need a good old sponge. And then I keep this one around my sink as well, because this one is two-sided. Okay, so this is the Scrub Mommy. So I love the Scrub Mommy, love that they have a Scrub Mommy too, okay? In addition to the Scrub Daddy and all their other scrub products, which they have a ton of them, okay? So this has a soft side. So as you can see, it's two-sided. There's a sponge side here, and then this is the Scrub Daddy material that we all know and love. And the beautiful thing about the Scrub Daddy is that when you wet it, it's going to be soft. And then when it's dry like this, it's going to be hard for you to be able to scrub away those messes. Same thing with this one. It's got the hard material here. It's still a little soft and squishy, but when I wet this, it's going to become completely squeezable. And then when it dries, it's going to go back to this state. So these are awesome. Y'all know me with the neutral, right? This also has the soft scrub, the soft spongy on this side as well. So it's very similar to this one. And they come in a couple of different colors, but y'all know me, I have to stick with the neutrals, so that's why we got white here. And I love that they do have a couple of different colors. They've got the yellow, they've got orange, they've got different seasonal colors, and they also have a gray one. So I have some gray ones. I just keep these stocked, by the way, because I go through these a lot. And then you can also wash them. So don't toss them just because they're looking a little raggedy. Throw them in your dishwasher and you can wash them and they'll be almost just like new. So these are definitely something that you have to keep in your cleaning collection. And I'm so glad that Amazon has them. So these are a must. I love Scrub Daddy, but don't we all? The next item is something super extra as well. Again, y'all already know my personality and I like to do things a certain way, and I like to have all of my cleaning supplies organized and in one place. Now I do have some of my cleaning supplies in the laundry room, but the bulk of them stay out in my garage now that I have my beautiful cleaning cart, okay? I know this is totally a cleaning cart that typically maids will take with them to go clean commercial buildings and homes and things like that. Well, my son saw this, by the way, he's like, are you going into the cleaning business now? And I was like, no, I just want to have a central location where I can store all of my cleaning supplies, okay? So this thing has a place for garbage bags, and it also has a place for all of your cleaning products along with like buckets and brooms and things like that. So I keep it all in the cart. I can roll it around as needed. I don't typically roll it in and out of the house just because it's just too heavy for all of that. But if I wanted to, I could, because it fits perfectly through our door coming into the house from the garage. So if I wanted to roll it around the house, I totally could, but I typically just keep it stationary and I keep it in a small little corner of the garage, and that's where I keep all my cleaning supplies. So again, we know it's extra, but we love it. And so even if you don't go this route and have a cleaning cart just similar to this one, I do think that you should have some sort of cart with all of your cleaning supplies all in one area that you can roll around if possible. It just makes life easier. Next up are these cleaning bottles. I love them because when you fill them with a little Castile soap and water, it turns into foam. Okay, I'm sure there are other soaps that you could add to this jar. Maybe foam soap, you can re-jar it into this jar, but I typically use just a little bit of Castile soap, and then I use a little bit of water, and that's our hand soap. So I love the fact that these have a black lid. It makes it super pretty when displaying on your counter. It's easy to pump the soap out, and then they are glass. Of course, we try to stick with glass whenever possible, especially when it comes to items like these. So I have 2 in my bathroom, one for my husband and I, and then I have 2 in the kids' bathrooms. And then I think I might also have one other one on the main floor and one other one in the basement. So these are awesome. I love that they're refillable, and I love that you can kind of DIY it. And that has saved us so much money by just using a big bottle of Castile soap. You can get that. I will try to remember to link that here as well, because you can get that on Amazon too. And then just a little bit of water, and that's it. And you'll have clean hands. They'll smell good. Castile has a ton of different variety of them. A lot of people use them for a lot of different things. So you, I'm sure, already know how good it is. And so again, a little bit goes a long way. Add those 2 items to the bottle here. Comes in a set of 2, and you have hand soap. All right, we are up to number 9, which is a lint roller. Everybody needs a lint roller to keep their clothing clean, just in case you have pet hair that you need to get off, you're rushing out in the morning, and you need a easy solution that is reusable. That's what we're all about. I know those old-fashioned ones still work, okay? So don't come for me, they still work, but I love the one that I'm using because you can just rinse off the ball and you can reuse it as many times as you need to. So this is the one that I use right here. And so basically you would open it like so, okay? And there is the sticky ball. And so this is completely removable. And as you can see, there's a lot of sticky on there. It rolls like so, and so you'd roll it on your clothing, and so that way it could get rid of all of that lint and dirt. Ew, we don't want to be walking around with that on. And then you can remove this again out of this whole container. I'm not going to do that because then I have to put it back in there. And you can rinse this in the sink. Isn't that the coolest thing? And you can reuse it as many times as you need to. Whereas the other version, the old-fashioned version, once that little sticky runs out, that is it. So we like stuff that we can reuse. And then when you're done using it, you just add back on here. I love the size of it. And I do wish it was a different color for obvious reasons, okay? Y'all know me. And this one is like a light blue with dark blue circles here. And I have seen them in rose gold. I have seen them in white. And so I got this when it was trending. So of course, I'm not gonna buy another one just because of the color, but this is so awesome. So I keep this in my purse. So I have it when I'm on the go, but you see it's not that big of a size. So it's perfect in my opinion. And that way I have it when I need to, and I can do a quick little cleanup of my clothing if we have 2 animals. So if I get any pet hair, anything like that on me, I'm good to go. Okay, y'all, now there are a lot of actual cleaning products, sprays, and stuff like that that I love, okay? From the pink stuff to Scrub Daddy Scrub Paste is one of my favorites. But y'all already know that Dawn Power Wash is something about it that you can't deny, okay? So I keep this stocked in my house, and y'all, again, with the extraness, that's like the word of this video, because I already know who I am. So when I use extra, I don't mean it in a negative way, because I think it's awesome that I'm extra. But I rejar this because I want the aesthetics of my counter to look a certain way. And I have these cool spray bottles that I got. I've tested a couple of them to use with the power wash, and they don't spray right, but I found one that sprays just like this sprays, because this stuff sprays a particular way. And so the only reason why I do that is because I don't like the blue. Now I know I had a gray one too at some point, but it still didn't match. And so because of that, I like to rejar it. I have a pretty aesthetically pleasing spray bottle that I keep near my sink that goes with the other items, and that's why I do it. Otherwise, I would keep it in the bottle, the original bottle, because I like the way it sprays. So the bottle that I'm talking about, I'll link it below, is very comparable to this. It's not the same, but it still works. It works very well. And so this is the number 10 item. Again, they're not in any particular order, because if they were, this would be up there near number 1, because this stuff is awesome. You can clean everything with this. You can clean your dishes, you can clean the countertops, you can clean stainless steel, you can clean pots and pans. The options for this is just endless. That's why it's so good. You definitely have to have this power wash, okay? Let me just say that this is awesome. So I keep the refills in the house as well. So I've got a pack of 3 refills, I believe. And so you'll just screw the top off and then take the top off the old one and put it on the new one, and you're good to go. But again, since we rejar, we love the refills because I don't have to fumble with the top and changing anything out. I just pour this directly into the jars that I have, okay? So this is the last item on the list, you guys. I love videos like this. Y'all seem to as well. So I talked about my new schedule on Instagram, and then I talked about it in a video here on YouTube, but I'm changing my schedule for filming. We're doing 3 videos a week. We're doing a planner video, we're doing a productivity video, and then we're doing a Amazon video. So hopefully that will cover you all and give you what you're looking for when you come to visit here. I want you to get a little bit of everything, okay? So that is it for this video, guys. Remember, everything is linked below. If you're interested in any of the items I talked about, I got you covered, okay? With links and all, okay? So check the description box. So I appreciate you guys for stopping by today to catch this video all about my favorite Amazon cleaning finds. I will do a part 2 and probably a part 3 and 4, y'all, because I have a lot of stuff that I love in terms of cleaning. This is not it. This is just 10 items. And I wanted to keep this video short enough and sweet enough and jam-packed with just the essentials for now. And then I'll come back by and I'll give you another one with some of my other Amazon cleaning favorites. So I hope you enjoyed this video, so much so that you'll give me a thumbs up. Of course, I want you to join the family and subscribe to my channel, and also come back by and catch another video, in which case I'll see you guys then.